How's it going, everybody? MMK09 Brew here. Welcome back to the Hunger Games. Last one was amazing. I thought it was awesome. Had an unexpected turnout. But, yeah, I thought I should do it again, and this time we're doing the Murica Games, which is kind of a combination of presidential and American things. So anyway, let's meet our cast. Here we have in District 1, me as always, being my sexy self. Do I am I zoomed in all the way? Okay, I am. George Washington, our first president, and an amazing one too, I think. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. All right, moving on with District 2. We have James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, and Andrew Jackson. That's pretty much it for that one. I don't really know a lot about the presidents, even though I am American, so kind of bad for that. District 3, we have Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, and James K. Polk. District 4, we have Zachary Tyler, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, and James Buchanan. Alright. District 5, we have Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, and James Garfield. District 6, we have Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland, who is also a president again in a different term after Benjamin Harrison, but I don't want clones in the American games. I mean, that would be kind of confusing. Benjamin Harrison and William McKinley. District 7, we have Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, and Warren G. Harding. District 8, we have Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, I think that's how you pronounce his middle name, and then the main man who invented the atom bomb, which was tragic, but we needed a way out of the World War II, and nothing's more American than an atom bomb. No, sorry, I'm kind of being too American there. We have Harry S. Truman. Moving on to District 9, where we have Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, and Richard Nixon, who was not a crook, apparently. We got District 10 with Gerald R. Ford, James Carter, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. District 11, the more modern time presidents with Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and the main man himself, Barack Obama, who is looking awesome, as always. And then leading up the rear is Uncle Sam. Nothing's more American than Uncle Sam. District 12, we have the miscellaneous district, just like before, where we have Bald Eagle, because nothing says freedom more than Bald Eagle. And then we have America, represented by America from Italia Axis Powers. Then there's Chuck Norris, because nothing's more American than Chuck Norris and Chuck Norris jokes. And finally, we have Chuck Norris's third fist because of Murica. Now, before we begin, I want you guys to take your hats off, put your hand over your chest like this, and remain silent as I sing the American National Anthem. Hold on. America, 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 fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America, fuck yeah, freedom is the only way, yeah. I probably messed up there, but that's pretty much it. Oh, no, please stop, no applause, no need for applause, I'll be here all day. Alright, anyway, let's begin the American Games. Proceed. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Uncle Sam runs away from the cornucopia. Benjamin Harrison runs away from the cornucopia. Thomas Jefferson runs into the cornucopia and hides. Alright. Barack Obama gathers as much food as he can. Dwight D. Eisenhower and James Buchanan fight for a bag. James Buchanan strangles Dwight D. Eisenhower with the straps and runs. Holy shit, James. That's hardcore. Anyway, scrolling down. Jimmy Carter runs away from the cornucopia. James Madison, Teddy Roosevelt, Chester A. Arthur, and Chuck Norris's third fist share everything they've gathered before running. Alright, that's nice. Grover Cleveland finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Abraham Lincoln runs away from the cornucopia. MMK09 Brewer falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Why'd I have to die right off the bat? Come on, I should be better than that. George W. Bush runs away from the cornucopia. Warren G. Harding stays at the cornucopia for resources. Andrew Jackson, George H.W. Bush, and James Garfield work together to get as many supplies as possible. Zachary Tyler runs away from the cornucopia. Bald Eagle runs away from the cornucopia. John Tyler takes a handful of throwing knives. George Washington runs away from the cornucopia. Lyndon B. Johnson runs away from the cornucopia. Franklin D. Roosevelt runs away from the cornucopia. William McKinley runs away from the cornucopia. Martin Van Buren and Calvin Coolidge fight for a bag. Calvin gives up and retreats. Franklin Pierce runs away from the cornucopia. William Howard Taft runs away from the cornucopia. James K. Polk runs away from the cornucopia. John Quincy Adams runs away from the cornucopia. James Monroe grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Ronald Reagan and Ulysses S. Grant fight Richard Nixon and Millard Fillmore. Ronald Reagan and Ulysses S. Grant survive. Oh, damn. Alright, Nixon's already down. That's interesting. John F. Kennedy kills Rutherford B. Hayes for his supplies. Wow, John, you can share, get out of here. No one likes you, update. Bill Clinton runs away from the cornucopia. Chuck Norris runs away from the cornucopia. John Adams runs away from the cornucopia. So does America. Harry S. Truman sets Woodrow Wilson on fire with a Molotov. Holy shit, Harry Truman, you're hardcore, man. Herbert Hoover takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. William Henry Harrison runs away from the cornucopia. And finally, Gerald R. Ford grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Alright. Let's proceed. So many people died already. Excuse me. Harry S. Truman is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Alright. Bald Eagle receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. William Henry Harrison practices his archery. Chuck Norris collects fruit from a tree. George H.W. Bush is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Warren G. Harding sets an explosive off, killing Ulysses S. Grant and Zachary Tyler. Holy shit, Harding, you're hardcore. John Quincy Adams defeats William Howard Taft in a fight but spares his life. That's nice of you, man. Ronald Reagan unknowingly eats toxic berries. Bill Clinton searches for a water source. America tries to sleep through the entire day. Martin Van Buren practices his archery. Franklin Delano Roosevelt discovers a river. Herbert Hoover collects fruit from a tree. Gerald Ford tries to sleep through the entire day. James Garfield and Franklin Pierce hunt for other tributes. James Monroe discovers a river. John F. Kennedy, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and James Madison raid Lyndon B. Johnson's camp while he is hunting. Chuck Norris's third fist questions his sanity. Why are you questioning it, man? You're a third fist. Murican. Alright. Abraham Lincoln tends to James Carter's wounds. That's pretty cool. John Tyler receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. William McKinley travels to higher ground. James Buchanan defeats Andrew Jackson in a fight but spares his life. Alright. James K. Polk receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Theodore Roosevelt receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chester A. Arthur questions his sanity. Grover Cleveland travels to higher ground. Barack Obama thinks about home. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Calvin Coolidge, George W. Bush, John Adams, and Uncle Sam raid Benjamin Harris's camp while he is hunting. Proceed. Excuse me. Following tributes 1. 9 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Dwight D. Eisenhower, MMK Onam Brewer, Richard M. Nixon, Millard Fillmore, Rutherford B. Hayes, Woodrow Wilson, Ulysses S. Grant, Zachary Tyler, and Ronald Reagan. I should have mentioned beforehand, because I know probably some people are going to freak out over this. This is a work of fiction. I am not actually putting the presidents and other American things in an actual battle to the death. Nor... Actually, that would actually be kind of interesting to see, in a way. I don't know. I'm probably just thinking too far ahead. Proceed. America and Warren G. Harding sleep in ships. Bald Eagle and John Quincy Adams track down and kill Chester A. Arthur. That's good teamwork. Bald Eagle can find almost anything. Because Murica. Uncle Sam receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Lyndon B. Johnson, Calvin Coolidge, William McKinley, and Harry S. Truman tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Yeah, those would be interesting stories to tell. Barack Obama cries himself to sleep. Chuck Norris's third fist cooks his food before putting his fire out. Alright, I guess the third fist knows how to cook. Franklin D. Roosevelt, James Buchanan, and Benjamin Harrison track down and kill James Monroe. Alright. John Tyler questions his sanity. George Washington quietly hums. Andrew Jackson cries himself to sleep. Theodore Roosevelt passes out from exhaustion. William Henry Harrison screams for help. Thomas Jefferson is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. George H.W. Bush defeats William Howard Taft in a fight but spares his life. Martin Van Buren thinks about home. Gerald Ford receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. JFK, George Bush, and Herbert Hoover sleep in shifts. James Madison thinks about home. James Garfield, Franklin Pierce, and James Polk sleep in shifts. John Adams climbs a tree to rest. Alright, I guess you're Lukey needs it right now. Bill Clinton, James Carter, and Grover Cleveland go into a fight. Bill Clinton triumphantly kills them both. Well, damn. Alright. Abraham Lincoln screams for help, and Chuck Norris receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Alright, let's proceed into the next day. Day 2. America questions his sanity. Theodore Roosevelt receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. James K. Polk fishes. Warren G. Harding constructs a shack. Herbert Hoover cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Oh. Well, alright. Franklin Pierce and Franklin D. Roosevelt track down to kill Bill Clinton. Oh man, Bill Clinton's gone. Alright, I guess he can't prove that he did not have sex with this woman. George Washington discovers a river. James Madison travels to higher ground. I can't speak today. Uncle Sam attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Well, damn. Chuck Norris's third fist defeats Chuck Norris in a fight but spares his life. I can't even. Calvin Coolidge receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. John Quincy Adams retains John Tyler's food, killing him. John F. Kennedy sprains his ankle while running away from William McKinley. John Adams attacks Gerald Ford, but James Garfield protects him, killing John Adams. Alright, way to go, James Garfield. You the man. Lyndon B. Johnson searches for a water source. William Henry Harrison tries to sleep through the entire day. Martin Buren kills George Bush with his own weapon. I kind of saw that coming. William Howard Taft travels to higher ground. Barack Obama tries to sleep through the entire day. George H.W. Bush camouflages himself in the bushes. James Buchanan begs for Andrew Jackson to kill him. He refuses, keeping James alive. Harry S. Truman runs away from Benjamin Harrison. Well, I mean, yeah, he's got a beard. Excuse me. Gotta run away from people that have beards, man. Bald Eagle and Abraham Lincoln hunt for other tributes. Makes me think of epic rap battles of history with them teaming up like that. And finally, Thomas Jefferson hunts for other tributes. Let's proceed. Fallen tributes to 10 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Chester A. Arthur, James Monroe, James Carter, Grover Cleveland, Herbert Hoover, Bill Clinton, Uncle Sam, John Tyler, John Adams, and George W. Bush. Alright, let's move on to the night. Franklin D. Roosevelt and Martin Van Buren tell stories about themselves to each other. John Quincy Adams convinces Abraham to snuggle with him. Now kiss. William McKinley destroys James Garfield's supplies while he's asleep. That's a dick move, McKinley. Franklin Pierce kills Calvin Coolidge while he's sleeping. Alright. Andrew Jackson, John F. Kennedy, and Gerald R. Ford get into a fight. Andrew Jackson triumphantly kills them both. Holy shit, Andrew Jackson. George H.W. Bush tends to his wounds. When did he get hurt? I don't know. William Henry Harrison and James Madison hold hands. Alright. Bald Eagle, James K. Polk, and Lyndon B. Johnson sleep in shifts. Benjamin Harrison tries to sing himself to sleep. James Buchanan screams for help. William Howard Taft passes out from exhaustion. Thomas Jefferson and Barack Obama sleep in shifts. Chuck Norris's third fist climbs a tree to rest. Warren G. Harding receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. George Washington and America talk about the tribute still alive. Alright. Theodore Roosevelt tries to treat his infection. Alright. Chuck Norris loses sight of where he is, and Harry S. Truman tends to his wounds. Day 3. Martin Van Buren receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. George Washington diverts Harry S. Truman's attention and runs away. Bald Eagle taints William Henry Harrison's food, killing him. Gotta watch out for them bird droppings, William. Sorry. James Madison, William Howard Taft, Abraham Lincoln, Barack Obama, George H.W. Bush hunt for other tributes. That's a badass team right there. That's Markin right there. James K. Polk is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Franklin Pierce sprains his ankle while running away from America. Yeah, you gotta fear America, man. Franklin D. Roosevelt receives food from an unknown sponsor. Benjamin Harrison makes a slingshot. Andrew Jackson attacks Chuck Norris, but he manages to escape. Alright. Warden G. Harding begs for Lyndon B. Johnson to kill him. He refuses, keeping Harding alive. Thomas Jefferson and James Buchanan split up to search for resources. Theodore Roosevelt, John Quincy Adams, Chuck Norris's third fist, and James Garfield raid William McKinley's camp while he's running, or while he's hunting. Alright. Fallen Tributes 3. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Calvin Coolidge. John F. Kennedy, Gerald R. Ford, and William Henry. Proceed. John Quincy Adams fends Harry S. Truman and Franklin Pierce and Theodore Roosevelt away from his fire. Alright. Warren G. Harding receives a hat trick from an unknown sponsor. Chuck Norris's third fist. Bald Eagle and Martin Van Buren cheerfully sing songs together. Alright. William McKinley screams for help. George Washington and America run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Chuck Norris and James K. Polk talk about the tribute still alive. Alright. James Garfield and Franklin D. Roosevelt hold hands. James Buchanan cooks his food before putting his fire out. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Abraham Lincoln and Benjamin Harrison track down and kill James Madison. Oh shit. Andrew Jackson loses sight of where he is. Lyndon B. Johnson sends to William Howard Taft's. George H.W. Bush and Thomas Jefferson run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Barack Obama accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Obama, why? Why? Alright, let's proceed into the next day. Day 4. Alright, I guess that's not as important. Warren G. Harding severely injures Theodore Roosevelt and leaves him to die. Oh man, why do you have to leave Theodore Roosevelt to die? Andrew Jackson travels to higher ground. James Buchanan makes a wooden spear. William Howard Taft defeats Benjamin in a fight, but spares his life. Martin Van Buren kills Abraham Lincoln while he's resting. Oh, damn it, Martin. Abraham Lincoln was my ace in the hole. Now I have to rely on Chuck Norris. Because, Harry S. Truman sprains his ankle while running away from Franklin D. Roosevelt. George Washington constructs a shack. James Garfield strangles H.W. Bush after engaging in a fist fight. America, William McKinley, and Thomas Jefferson track down and kill Bald Eagle. No! Why must they kill freedom? Oh, man! John Quincy Adams sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Lyndon B. Johnson, Chuck Norris's third fist, and James K. Polk start fighting, but Chuck Norris's third fist runs away as Lyndon B. Johnson kills James K. Polk. Alright, you made the smart move there, third fist. Chuck Norris discovers a river. Franklin Pierce questions his... Alright, let's proceed. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. James Madison, Barack Obama, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, George H.W. Bush, Bald Eagle, and James K. Polk. America dies trying to escape the arena. Alright. Chuck Norris receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. I forgot this is night 4. William McKinley throws a knife into Andrew Jackson's head. Jesus, man. Lyndon B. Johnson bashes James Garfield's head in with a mace. Holy shit, man. Thomas Jefferson receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Benjamin Harrison convinces Harry Truman to snuggle with him. Alright. Chuck Norris's third fist cries himself to sleep. Franklin Pierce tries to sing himself to sleep. James Buchanan defeats Martin Van Buren in a fight but spares his life. William Howard Taft climbs a tree to rest. Franklin D. Roosevelt sets an explosive off, killing John Quincy Adams, Warren G. Harding, and George Washington. Oh, man. So many people died. Ah. The feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, memoirs from the tribute's families. William Howard Taft cannot handle the circumstances and he commits suicide. Alright. Thomas Jefferson decides not to go to the feast. James Buchanan decides not to go to the feast. Martin Van Buren decides not to go to the feast. Chuck Norris's third fist decides not to go to the feast. Come on, someone has to go to the feast. Franklin Pierce decides not to go to the feast. Alright. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Lyndon B. Johnson, William McKinley, Chuck Norris, and Harry S. Truman track down and kill Benjamin Harrison. That's really overkill right there. 5 people trying to kill 1 guy. Alright, let's proceed. America, Day 5. Chuck Norris sprains his ankle while running away from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Martin Van Buren falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Hey, you can join me now. Thomas Jefferson tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Franklin Pierce defeats William McKinley in a fight but spares his life. James Buchanan, Chuck Norris's third fist, and Lyndon B. Johnson get into a fight. Lyndon B. Johnson triumphantly kills them both. Oh man, third fist is gone. At least Chuck Norris is still alive. And Harry S. Truman just practices his archery. Alright. Arena event. The arena turns pitch. The arena turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. Harry S. Truman flails his weapon around, accidentally killing Franklin D. Roosevelt. William McKinley finds and kills Chuck Norris, who was making too much noise. Oh man! Chuck Norris is gone. Ah, but that's not possible. I mean, this. Alright. Franklin Pierce survives, Lyndon Johnson survives, and Thomas Jefferson survives. 13 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. America. Andrew Jackson, James Garfield, John Quincy Adams, Warren G. Harding, George Washington, William Howard Taft, Benjamin Harrison, Martin Van Buren, James Buchanan, Chuck Norris at third fist, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Chuck Norris. Alright. Proceed. Night 5. Thomas Jefferson sets up camp for the night. Lyndon B. Johnson loses sight of where he is. William McKinley thinks about home, and Harry S. Truman and Franklin Pierce talk about the tribute still alive. They all hunt for other tributes. They're all the only ones left alive. Why would they team up? No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. No shit, they all teamed up together to hunt tributes that don't exist. Alright, night 6. Thomas Jefferson and Lyndon B. Johnson tell stories about themselves to each other. Franklin Pierce, William McKinley, and Harry S. Truman cheerfully sing songs together. Oh, I forgot Thomas Jefferson was still alive. But I think everyone is gone from District 1. Day 7. Thomas Jefferson and William McKinley split up to search for resources. Lyndon B. Johnson spears Franklin Pierce in the abdomen, and Harry S. Truman collects fruit from the tree. So yes, one person died finally. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Franklin Pierce. Proceed. Harry S. Truman and Thomas Jefferson track down and kill Lyndon B. Johnson. William McKinley dies from infection. Alright. So it's just between Harry Truman and Thomas Jefferson. Let's see who wins the Murica games. Harry S. Truman begs for Thomas Jefferson to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, killing Harry S. Truman. Well, shit, there goes our win. I guess we don't need to wait. There's our winner right there. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Lyndon B. Johnson, William McKinley, and Harry S. Truman. Proceed. The winner is Thomas Jefferson from District 1. Woo, 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 woo. I thought Thomas Jefferson was part of District 2, but I guess not. Alright, let's see the placements. Harry S. Wow. Lyndon B. Johnson got 6 kills. So did Roosevelt. Huh. Of course, I was the second one to die. That makes total sense. I don't care about the summary. Let's see statistics. Let's see. There's Lyndon B. Johnson and Franklin D. Roosevelt have the most. Let's see the district placements. Number 1, District 1. Woo woo. District 8, District 6, District 9, District 4, District 12, District 3, District 7, District 2, District 5, District 10, and District 11. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode of Hunger Games. I did not expect Thomas Jefferson to win. I was seriously thinking it was either Bald Eagle or Chuck Norris or Chuck Norris's third fist. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I said that already. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It'll help me out in the long run because I wanted to keep doing this and stick around. And leave suggestions in the comment section below for more Hunger Games videos that I will happily do. And stuff for challenge accepted. And that's pretty much it. So until next time, guys, see you in the next video, and have a good one.